Hey, this is Josh Blockman, and you're listening to the BadTruth podcast. Ha 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 ha. Just kidding. This is John Bauman. You're listening to the BadTruth podcast. Enjoy.
From the esteemed Yellow Dog Studios in the heart of Wimberley, Texas, you're listening to the BadTruth podcast with your hosts, Michael and Adam.
You know the best part about New Mexico is when I was there last weekend with Saints Analog, it was 41 degrees at night.
I was going to ask you what you've been doing lately.
Dude.
What is up with you?
We went on a run, not a tour. We did a nice little run through West Texas into New Mexico and ended in New Mexico where it was nice and cold, and I like that.
Did you see those, were they pronghorns?
Pronghorns?
I don't know what they are. Antelope-looking things?
Oh, yeah. Is that what they're called? Pronghorns? Pronghorn leghorn?
Maybe. What's squeaking over there?
Got a squeaky chair.
There goes your production credits.
Dude, you know what?
Are we up for any awards yet?
That's what I've been wondering. Don't you go to the podcast monthly thing?
I went to one Austin Podcasters meetup.
How was that?
It was very informative.
What'd you learn?
I learned a lot of stuff that we're doing right. I learned a lot of stuff we could be doing better. And they had a lot of cool, innovative things that I forgot and didn't even write down, and we're not doing any of it.
Sweet.
Yeah, but I think we're winning. I mean, we're in a real studio. Some of these guys are like laptops and what's the blue mic thing?
Oh, yeah, the blue USB mic.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with those things. We're past that.
Yeah.
We got a Grammy-winning engineer right here.
Come on, with a squeaky chair.
Put me in the room. But why am I, if we don't have guests today, why am I in here by myself?
Well,
dude. Fine.
Come on in with me.
So that's
I'll
it?
move you.
You just been New Mexico?
That's it. That run with Saints Analog we did with 40 Thieves, and man, just back to making and mixing records. So
how many people are in 40 Thieves?
Not 40 of them.
Okay, just wondering.
That'd be
Let's cram the van right there.
That would be Joe Cocker's Mad Dogs and Englishmen tour.
Okay, just wondering what the whole logic behind the name.
They can tell you the story, but it was a street gang called the 40 Thieves, but I don't remember where.
So that's it? Just gigging?
Gigging.
Not working on anything in here?
Let's see. Working on what's new.
I smell pee. Did someone pee on this rug?
I don't think so. Do you smell pee?
Could have been that yellow dog, dude.
Could have been. No, I'd probably be more of a guitar player than a yellow dog.
No cool projects?
Let's see. Right now, I'm finishing up a Josh Grider album. We're mixing that right now, and then I'm about to start mixing the Mike and the Moon Pies album I produced.
So that's two projects I'm not on.
And
keep going.
And then mixing the Drew Fish Band single that you played bass on.
Hey-o.
And let's see, Drake Hayes single we just cut yesterday with his band. And then I started No Dry County record. And we did a Dan Johnson thing for Operation Hemingway, which was cool, which is about raising money and stuff for suicide of veterans.
This is why we don't record in the mornings anymore like we used to.
Yeah.
What is it, the busy season?
I don't know what's going on, but I tell you what, it's definitely busy here at the Dog. So, and that's the stuff I'm doing. Freaking Dave is all over the place working on cool stuff.
I'm not doing anything. I'm turning down things left and right. I could right now, as we're recording this, I could be somewhere playing 3 nights, but I didn't want to do it.
Why's that?
Just the whole lot. I got my whiteboard out, did the math, and it just didn't add up for me.
That I completely understand. I had a conversation about what we were talking about, I think in an earlier podcast with someone just about that. Like, you do realize you're not just paying for that one gig I'm filling in on. You're paying for me to chart your songs, learn your songs, get them right. You know, it's not like that.
It's like a lawyer. The clock ticks.
Yeah.
As soon as they call you.
It's like that. You don't have, that. It's not $150 for a, 3 sets. It's that, I'm going to spend a couple hours charting songs and then going over the songs and getting ready, They never think about that part of it.
Then regretting saying yes.
Yeah. Considering it's not like a guitar player, even piano player, that sits back there and waits for the chord change and then fills. We're the bass player.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I have been doing that's cool.
What's that?
I saw Iron Maiden again.
Dude, I saw your Instagram and I was very, very jealous.
My personal Instagram. Yeah, I took a few pictures. Man, everyone else's pictures look better than mine. My phone, I don't know what it is.
What do you have?
iPhone.
Which one?
It's the 5 SE.
Dude.
It's the 6 inside the 5. I didn't want remember the cell phone thing?
Yeah.
The one that we lost all the followers on? The 1 minute podcast?
The 1 minute podcast.
Yeah. It's that thing. I didn't want a huge phone. Just give me the 6 and put it inside the 5. It's genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently the camera sucks.
Maybe it's I don't know. I'm blind.
There's also the concept of give me a phone that works and give me a camera that works. I don't need both.
AT&T Center in San Antonio.
Nice.
Iron Maiden. Dude, 14,000 people.
Dude.
It was great. They had Ghost was the opening band. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The dude looks like some kind of zombie pope or something.
Yeah.
And the band wears these weird masks. I don't know. It's one of those
They're all
bands.
dressed up at all times, too,
Oh,
I think.
wait,
one
dude,
of those.
there was a chick wearing the same thing in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like she got the same mask. He was wearing the little white things that go over your shoes.
Stacy's going to be like, Adam, you idiot. I've played you Ghost before.
I waited. I watched 3 songs and I was like, you know what? Screw this. I need to get a shirt.
Nice.
Because the line for the Maiden shirts, dude.
Of course.
Yeah. So the whole rest of their set, I was in line until they stopped. And then I got my shirt. It's a nightmare, dude. What are they selling in merch, you think? $40 for a Maiden shirt, and they were flying off the shelves.
And they probably had around that stadium, they probably had 8 merch setups.
Oh, and outside they had tents outside.
Of course, yeah. So
Yeah. This is probably a bad time to tell you this, but I had an extra set of 2 tickets that went unused.
Dude.
I know. What were you doing last Saturday?
Yeah, dude, I was in Red River, New Mexico.
Oh, I feel better.
Playing
Then.
the mother load. Yeah.
Where was your wife?
She was in Corpus.
Oh,
Visiting family.
okay.
And then my 39th birthday involved a 14-hour drive from Red River, New Mexico back to...
Why isn't that the first thing we talked about? You had a birthday.
Dude, I had a birthday.
I didn't even know. I don't care about birthdays, but I didn't know,
It's whatever. It's
50 what?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
68. I don't know.
So, yeah, I went to Maiden. We got tickets. I took a friend with me. And, I took the friend that cost me 8 followers on Instagram because of the shorts she was wearing. But for this concert, she was wearing this black dress with the strap pattern in the front. It was shaped into like a pentagram. So that's what the front looked like. Yeah, you could see through with the pentagram. It was weird. It's weird how, heavy metal has co-opted Satan. It's just weird how they've done that. It's kind of like how the Republicans have co-opted Christianity, how they've taken that for themselves. And it's funny because neither one of them believe in it. All right. Are we going to...
Hey, guess what?
Okay.
Michael.
Yes. You do this one.
Let's talk about what it's like to get hired and leave a band.
I like this one.
This is going to be a good one, I feel like.
We have no choice. We have no guests today. We couldn't even have people that even wanted to just come hang out.
Nobody even wanted to hang out. They're like, yeah, I'm already hanging out enough when I listen to you guys.
This is an introspection. I like that word.
I like that. I'm definitely going to be thinking back to all the times I've...
Does your pocket feel 50 cents lighter after that word?
Dude, yeah. We need to have a jar.
Okay. So, joining a band?
Joining a band.
Well, first sometimes you have to audition. Sometimes it's a phone call. Hey, dude, you're in. Or sometimes like, hey, come out this weekend and play with us. See what's up.
Yeah.
So there's different levels of who you're asking and stuff, and what the success of the band versus the type of players they can get. But having said all that, there still should be a certain professionalism, a certain standard to strive for when you do all those things when you're joining a band.
Always.
I did none of them when I started.
Oh, yeah?
No. That's why I know what I'm talking about now, because I did everything wrong then.
Wrong. You learned.
I'm saving everyone time here.
Yeah, trying to.
Have you ever had to audition?
Oh, yeah. Well, college was auditioning. So for
Okay.
ensembles.
Oh yeah, the audition. You had to get in the ensemble in the class.
Yeah.
If you weren't good enough, you were in the crappy class with
Yeah.
everyone who couldn't play, who didn't want to actually go to college, but their parents made them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember those people.
Okay, so
That was well, I joined my first band strictly because I played. I didn't even own a bass. I played bass. The guy knew I played bass. This was back in high school, and the bass player of the band was leaving, and they had an extra bass. And they said, "Hey, we're going to give you a list of songs," and they gave me a cassette with all the tunes, and wrote down the keys. And
you want to explain to everyone what a cassette is?
So back in the day, it's like putting a playlist on analog tape.
You want to explain what analog means to people?
Oh my gosh, are we in that world now?
Yes.
It is. It's 2017. So back in our day, and even before our day, they felt like cassettes came out that they felt like we're going to ruin the music industry because people could record from their records and from the radio onto cassettes and put together their own like playlists, you know. And that was how the record industry was being ruined back in the 80s.
That was OG Napster.
Yeah, that was the original. I have a T-shirt somewhere that still says cassette dubbing is ruining the music industry.
All right, so they gave you a cassette.
They gave me a cassette, and they said, in 2 weeks, come out here and hang out and jam with us. And if you know these songs, we'll see how it goes, and you can have the gig.
So they're just rolling the dice on a guy who didn't even own an instrument at this point.
Yeah, they handed me a bass, let me borrow a bass, and for 2 weeks I sat at home learning all these songs. And I hadn't played bass in a couple years at that point because I moved to Texas and there was no music in the schools unless I wanted to play marching band, which I didn't play a horn or a snare drum. Anyway, I digress on that. But I sat there and I was fortunate enough that my father taught me what the Nashville number system was. And how to chart out songs. And so when I was a kid, so I just charted out the tunes and walked into there and, you know, nailed the rehearsal. And so I got the gig when I was in high school. I was playing, you know, good old country tunes.
Did you dress up for this audition?
Yeah, I probably did. Not dress up, but back then we were all wearing starch wranglers and starch shirts, brush poppers, if you will. It was 95.
Sure was.
Yeah, it was.
So
my Brooks and Dunn shirts.
The schizophrenic shirts.
Dude.
One blue sleeve, one red sleeve.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You're always drinking stuff in there.
Dude.
Wait, I have some too.
Yeah, come on.
I stopped at the local Starbucks. When I mean local, it's like 15, 20 minutes away from here.
I would say, yeah. There's no local Starbucks.
The Dripping Springs local.
Yeah. Well, so how was your first band? How did you get into your first band?
All right, my first band was a metal band. I know. It all makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to play Iron Maiden tunes, classic metal like Ozzy, Sabbath, Dio, Priest. This is the stuff that I wanted to play growing up in a band, cover tunes, and then that turned into like writing your own songs. So yeah, and so I had to find a guitar god first, and I found this kid who, I say kid, he's only like a couple years younger than me, but back then when you're young, when you're still a teenager, he's a kid, right?
Yeah.
And this kid was he was a guitar hero in the making. So I didn't really, like, my first band was just guys just getting together. Hey, you want to be in a band? Yeah, sure. Hey, there's this drummer that used to play in this cover band that everyone knows. We'll see what he's doing now. And the guy's like the delivery driver, the older guy. When I say older, he's probably like 24.
Yeah.
And I was probably like 18. It's like, hey, this old dude used to be awesome. Used to play in the scene. Let's see if he wants to play in a band again. And that's what we did. So we found that dude, and then we got this singer who used to be in a really big band. And this is in Richmond, Virginia, by the way. So he was
nice.
He was like the guy. So now he was like, you know, the start of the computer age. So he was doing some kind of stuff back then with computers, and he was even older than that guy. He was probably like 26, 27. He was, I think he was married, no kids, but this guy was like done. It was over.
Yeah.
For him, right? And so we're just coming into it, And we like literally convinced him. We like, please, can you just do one show for us? Because he used to be like the guy back in the day.
Yeah.
We couldn't even get in the show. We couldn't even get in these. Remember, we're under 21, right?
Yep.
So we're playing in venues, and we can't even. We can play, but we couldn't go.
Yeah.
To see other bands, we'd have to sit outside, and that's what we do. We drive and like hang out on the curb and kind of listen and talk to people as they come in and out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My first gig, I made $80.
Oh yeah.
And we opened up for one of those hair metal pop bands that was real popular at the time, and they had a big following. And so they let us open up, and we were just playing the classic metal stuff, wearing jeans and high top shoes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Chucks.
So this singer, this is a funny story about the singer. He was, I could never remember the guy's name, but he was like a Filipino ethnicity. And so I just started calling him Philip. Philip Pino.
Jeez, dude.
I know. I still, to this day, I still don't know the guy's name.
What his name was.
I just called him Philip.
Dude. Damn it, Michael.
I know. And then I went to South Plain College, and then did the ensemble thing, and then yada yada yada. You know, I don't know if anyone knows the story. I auditioned for that band Rapunzel.
Dude.
Yeah, I didn't get it the first time. I don't know. I don't think it was my playing. I think it was just me.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the second time it came around, and then I played with them after that. And then a little after that, I played in the blues band. They just needed a bass player, and they called up the school, hey, we need a bass player. Who do you got? And they called me. So I was like the youngest one. Again, one of the youngest guys in the band playing blues.
Of course.
Yeah. It was the cassette and the CDs, and here goes our set. It was like 40 blues tunes. They all sounded the same to me back then.
So, okay, let's get into trying to get a gig here. So when you say somebody calls you and you're trying out for a gig, would you, and they give you the CD and they give you, like back then, do you go in with charts, or do you go in with learning all the songs?
I would, to prep for it, I will immediately chart all the songs first.
Yeah.
I would chart them all out and play them, and then listen to them when I'm not playing them up until the audition time. And then some people, dress the part or do this and that. I didn't really do any of that. I just dressed normal.
Yeah.
So this is how you're going to see me anyway. It's like a girl, once you get comfortable with the girl, she just wakes up in the morning, you're like, oh my God, this is it? All right, so it was kind of like that. So I don't dress sloppy. I just kind of just dress, put together, and I go in there. And so I chart all the songs, but I do have them memorized.
Yes.
So I have the charts in case someone asks me a question or say, hey, can you do it from this? Because I may not know them. You don't usually have enough time to where you know all the parts inside and out. So I'm like, hey, let's try this chorus again, or hey, let's do this thing. And you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have that. So I have my chart to let me know where I am, to communicate with everyone, but I don't use the charts. So this is what I'm doing. I'm dressing normally, normal dress, and I let them know that I can chart songs, and I have the charts of the songs, but then I'm not using them to let them know that I took time to memorize them. So they see a little bit more of the personality instead of a guy just reading charts and playing. Yeah. That way I can get eye contact with the drummer, learn his kick pattern.
Yeah, especially when it's different than the album.
Yes, which has happened to me with, was it Blackheart?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the country band, right?
Yeah, that's country band.
Yeah, one of the dudes.
Black Hawk.
Yeah, sorry, Black Hawk. One of the guys passed away.
Yeah.
They called me. I did an audition, and I showed up with a 4-string. And during this time in Nashville, everyone had 5-strings. So I showed up with the 4-string. The lead singer, I don't remember any of these guys' names. This is bad. He hey dude, can I see your bass? He sat down and played my bass for 20 minutes. Sat down by the drums. I was playing it was a jazz. It was a Fender jazz bass.
Nice.
The one that I played on those first 4 Pat Green records. That one. So he was just jamming on that. He was like, this is great. I don't really get to play these much. And I was like, cool. And the drummer didn't play the songs anyway. And I learned it all, like, this is what the drums and bass are doing. They were locked in on all those records. That's what made it so tight.
Yeah.
This drummer disregarded any of that. He was just playing whatever he wanted. And it was throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to sit in there with them, but I don't know. I felt like someone asked me to do it as a favor, because right after that, they had this long-haired dude that looked like he'd been around forever. It was more their age.
Yeah.
And I felt like, well, that's the guy that this is all just a thing, which happens a lot in Nashville.
Definitely.
So I didn't get that one, but, once again, I nailed it as best as I could, with the drummer throwing me off.
But I was going to say, it's funny because over the years, I've never tried to be in any other bands, but I've filled in a lot. I'd get the call of and it's always the last minute fill in. And it's like, hey, in a week, somebody has left the band, the bass player has left the band, can you come out for a couple weeks and fill in, and part of it being I'm not trying for the gig, but I'll gladly, fill in. And so I have a tendency to, I'll chart everything out and then end up having the charts on stage, but I'm not married to them. I just need that glance of, oh, this bridge is going to a weird spot or something like that, and I'm a very active on stage bass player, and so I can still be active and have my little charts to the side. But it's amazing, you're just talking about that Black Hawk thing. It's amazing how much people make records and don't. Then you chart the record out, and then it's nothing like, whether a kick pattern or something. I've filled in on with a guy who was very more riff-oriented Americana rock thing. He was a Nashville guy, and his band came up to rehearse with me. And they knew I was coming in for the dates. And so I had everything down. I had all the riffs down and had my little notes of which riff was what. And like the first song in, the guitar player turns to me and goes, yeah, that's not how the riff goes. I said, yeah, that's how the riff goes on the record. He goes, yeah, but the singer can't play the riff like it is on the record. So pretty much all the riffs that you learned, they're dumbed down, and let me reteach you all the riffs because they're nothing like the record. And then me and that singer got in an argument one night. I was like, dude, listen to your record. And I played his record. And then he was like, oh, dude, I'm doing that wrong. I'm like, yeah, you're not playing any of your riffs right. Me and the guitar player that are harmonizing your riffs had to change everything. And he just didn't realize, because he dumbed him down, because after the record was done, he never listened to this stuff.
Why did he have to play it?
Well, that was his thing, was just like, normally the lead player would harmonize what the singer was doing, and then I would play the root, either an octave below, or sometimes I'd play third or fifth or something. But it was like, oh, so that riff is not, you had me learn a record that you don't play. And now I've got to basically chart it twice now to dumb down everything. Yeah,
that couldn't have been like a phone call beforehand.
Or just send over a board tape of how you're playing it live, and then have us chart off that.
That's what happens when you're the sub. But if you're just going in for an audition, that's even more painful.
Yeah.
When that happens. But they like to trick you, like to change things up, they like to throw some stuff. Hey, let's just jam. I mean, I haven't done too many auditions. Almost all of them were in Nashville. But I mean, almost all of them, there was probably like 2.
Yeah.
It was that band, and then and then for Chris Cagle. That was kind of an audition.
Yeah.
I literally walked in there with no bass. I didn't even care. I was ready to go back to Texas at that time, and they're like, I'm just talking to them. John Carroll was there, and they're like, hey, so do you want to do you learn any songs? You want to play some songs or something? And I was like, yeah, I'll yeah. And I had learned they wanted to do 3 or 4 songs. I learned all of them.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I went out there, got my bass, and then I played this tunes, and I was like, hey, do y'all know any more? I know this. Oh, you want to play that one? And yeah, let's play that one. We kept going and going. Like, man, he learned all of these. And then afterwards, the manager was like, all right, so next week we're going to South Carolina. Here's the deal. We'll send you this stuff, whatever. Send over your information. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm not going back. So that was 2 years with that guy.
Nice.
I don't suggest going to an audition like that. Like, you don't care.
Yeah.
Not even bringing your instrument in when you walk in there. Yeah. I was that guy.
Yeah.
But the other ones were just the typical Nashville where they already have a guy they want. That's how I felt. Or they matched me with the drummer.
Yeah.
So, hey, we'll just grab this bass guy and this drummer. We're auditioning rhythm sections. And so they matched me some dude who was auditioning also. And if that guy's terrible, which he was, then we're both out.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, dude.
So that's what happened with this one. And that guy didn't go anywhere. Nothing ever happened with that guy. But it was one of those cases where I learned everything, had my charts, and there were some problems. And I ended up telling the drummer what the beat was and where we were in the song. And I was literally coaching him like I was already in the band. And that was a disaster.
Yeah, you knew you weren't getting the gig.
I knew I wasn't getting it, and the drummer was bad. It was just like, okay, next two.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's auditioning.
Well, here's a quick in the auditioning side of things. So no matter what, whether auditioning that everybody's on their best behavior. So it's like when you meet the band and stuff you're auditioning for. Everybody's not showing their...
Yeah, you don't show up drunk and, with a joint behind your ear.
I had a drummer one time show up like that.
Really?
Yeah, and it was just trying out for a couple gigs. Like, hey, we need a drummer for a couple gigs. And we made a couple calls just to see who could do it. We had a couple guys that, could do it. And we're like, well, let's just see who's going to be the guy. And maybe he might even play on this record. And one dude showed up like that, and we were like, nope.
There's also like bringing an appropriate rig for an audition and then making sure your volume, not pointing your guitar amp towards the singer.
Yeah.
If you're a guitar guy, or the drummer, it's kind of like, sussing out the sound and trying to play, tones similar to what's on the record.
Yeah.
At least, not what you want to play, but what the record has. Like, show a little bit of respect to the tunes. Try to play the tunes as close to them as possible. And, we've touched on this here and there. But, yeah, when you show up for an audition, you're going to be polite. There's going to be that honeymoon period.
Yeah.
And they're on theirs too. So, but auditioning is uncomfortable. I think it's uncomfortable for both sides because if you're auditioning somebody and you really, all right, this is going to be the guy, and it's not going well for whatever reason, then it's just brutal. It's like, all right, how do we end this? Do we play all 5 songs since the guy took the time to at least show up, or we know after this first song like this isn't the guy,
that he ain't the dude,
or the gear isn't right, or he's having a problem with the gear, the guy's sweating bullets. Hey, can we try that one again? Or
yeah,
then you can immediately know right away. But some people just don't audition well.
No, but if they get the gig, they'll be great and fun, and
Well, you have the guy who takes a little bit longer to learn things. He's more like a typical band guy.
Yeah.
So he takes longer to actually get the material under his belt. He needs repetitions versus the pro. I call them the pro guys because that's how I like to view them. They come in there and just nail it.
Yeah. Well, then you've got the guys like, what's harder is when you do the weekend run audition thing. And I've known bands that have audition guys that like, okay, so it's a 4-day run and the first 3 shows have been fantastic. And man, this guy is it. But on that 3rd show, the whiskey starts flowing.
He gets comfortable too quick.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's cussing out people and trying to make out with people, and and then it's like
you're ready to go and you can't find them.
Yeah,
but it's usually, in my experience, it's like the first gig is usually the best one.
Always, yeah.
And then the second one, for whatever reason, because you have all that stress and worry, and you get up there and you're really super focused, but you can't keep that up. Your brain just won't let you stay that much attention to every detail while you're playing. The next show, you kind of, you loosen up a little bit and you might have a little bit more mistakes.
Yep.
Than you normally did.
Yeah.
But once you're hired now.
Now you got the gig.
Now what?
Now in typical, if one thing I've noticed over the almost 20 years I've been in the Texas music industry. Industry. Usually, once you get the gig, it seems like most band members are already looking for their next gig.
Well, that's the Nashville rule, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you get your first gig in Nashville, start looking for your second one.
It kind of seems like it's the way around here. Well,
you have band hoppers here, though.
Yeah, we've got a ton of band hoppers.
I call them the $25 band hoppers.
Yeah. Oh, wait, $25 more, I'm in.
Yeah. Don't check the schedule.
Yeah.
Don't see if they have a fan base or how they travel or anything. All they know is that other band pays more. I need to be in that one because that means I'm better.
Yeah.
My profile gets higher because I'm making more money.
Yeah.
That's not true at all.
Not at all. Oh.
So you check the schedule?
Well, definitely check the schedule.
Yeah, when you're joining a band, you want to make sure they have gigs.
Yeah. You don't want to join a band, learn all this stuff, and then all of a sudden be like, oh, we're playing twice a month.
Yeah, you need to know the schedule, the past schedule, where they plan to go. You should also have a passport.
Always have a passport.
Yeah. And then a credit card.
That helps.
That's a good one, too. What else when you're joining a band? How much you getting paid?
Yeah.
What happens if the gig gets canceled?
Ooh.
Is there a travel day? Is there a per diem? All these things. We touched on this, but this is more specific podcast.
Yeah. Well, shoot. Are taxes taken out? How are you getting paid on that side of it?
Which do you prefer?
For so long, I've been just self-employed, so I've had to deal with my own tax stuff that I'm shocked when anybody ever takes taxes out, and it's been a long time since that's happened.
I like when taxes are taken out.
I mean, I have to say I prefer it, because then you don't have to think.
Yeah. What about per diem? You been in the band with per diem?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I love per diem. Because then I feel like I don't have to eat the fifth night in a row of barbecue backstage at the.
What else do you look for when you're joining a band, from a musician standpoint?
Honestly,
they offer you to gig, and now it's like, okay,
what we're traveling in, how we're traveling, where is call, where am I going to have to drive to Dallas to meet the band?
That's a common thing here.
That's yeah. A lot of people don't actually realize. Like,
yeah.
Oh, we're all meeting, some guys, I've joined this band. Oh, but we meet in New Braunfels. What? Oh, so I got to drive to New Braunfels every Wednesday
There goes
night
your church
Thursday
gig
morning?
on Sunday.
Yeah. Oops.
That money's gone.
But finding out, is it, how many people are crammed in a van, or is it a Sprinter, or is it is it?
Do you get rooms?
Yeah.
How many dudes are in a room?
That sort of stuff. Are we all, is it 2 people per bed, or is it 2 people per room?
Is it wrong to ask all this stuff? Are you
No.
the asshole for asking all this stuff? Hey, this guy's going to be too much trouble because he's being super pro right now and he wants all this information. And hey, man, we just chill. We're just hanging out, man. We're not like.
Dude, we're brothers. Well, I'm the new brother. And I kind of want to know what we're doing.
It's back to the grown man thing.
Yeah.
I got people that want to know where I am.
Well, and that's, and if a band doesn't want to tell you all that stuff, then I would kind of worry about the band I just got hired for.
Yeah. Say you want to get home. You don't know when you're getting home.
Yeah.
That's the big thing for me. At the end of the run, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Is the boss guy or whatever wants to hang out and stay the night and do something else on the way back, and you're stranded on the way. Because you go play on the weekend, and then a whole day of getting home is you could have been home earlier.
Yeah. Well, I knew a guy that had a band that was doing the whole, he was going to Nashville. So basically left somewhere down here, gigged Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then drove Sunday to Nashville because I think he was already over the border and stuff. Then drove to Nashville and then wanted the band to sit around Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday while he did acoustic gigs. Didn't want to pay him a per diem or pay them a day of just sitting around rate. And then on Thursday do a gig in Nashville and start driving back to Texas. And he was the band was wait, what?
Yeah, that's BS when the boss guy wants to do shows on the road and it's your day off doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's only one thing worse than that is when they want to take one band guy with them and pay that guy.
Oh, and pay that one.
So that guy's happy.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's not saying a word.
No.
The other guys are like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. That guy normally plays fiddle or lead guitar.
Yeah. Those dudes. All right. So what else do you look for? Is that it in a band?
That's, you know what? The per diems, the travel, the how am I getting paid.
I'll look for Europe or anywhere besides the United States.
Yeah.
Does this band do that? Are we ever going there? Because that's At my age and where I'm at right now, that's probably my number one. That's probably over money right now. That's how crazy I am about this. It's like, get me out of this country.
Yeah. Let me go play.
I want to see the rest of it.
Oh, something else to add to it. What is in the set list? The comparison of originals to covers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then what the covers are. That
You think you're joining an original band and you find out, no, it's just a cover band.
you do 5 songs of the 12 on their only album, and then the rest are
AC/DC.
Yeah.
It's a medley of rock tunes.
done with fiddle.
You never laugh into the mic.
Oh, dude, because nobody needs to hear that.
Your laughter?
It's annoying.
This is why we have tracks. I had to put laugh tracks in where you were supposed to be laughing.
Yeah. Like, Adam's actually laughing here.
All right. You want to move to leaving a band? We're just doing a short. We're doing a short one, sort of.
Yeah. So let's move to leaving a band, because
I love leaving bands. Not for other bands.
no.
I don't think I've ever left the band for another one, really. Just once, maybe.
I think I've realized now, thinking about this, I've left 2 bands in my whole entire life.
What, you been fired the rest?
No, they were just, the rest of it was all fill-in guys.
You're the fill-in guy.
Because I left my first band to go to South Plains College. And because all the rest of the band members were off, oh, come on, man, we're going to make this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm going to go to South Plains. And then I left Dub Miller Band to go to Cedar Creek full-time to make records with Lloyd.
That's cool.
Fred.
There we go again.
They had to mention Lloyd. Come on.
Damn it.
I had to mention Lloyd.
No, Adam, the green salsa. Okay.
But
go.
yes, no, but that was both of those bands. I sat down. I know what Dub and I had the talk, and I was just like, and honestly, one of the main things was to make sure, like, to let him know, like, he was pissed that I was leaving.
It's not you, it's me.
Well, it was that I'm not leaving him for another band. I'm not leaving you for another woman. I'm leaving because I've got this great opportunity to something that I went to school for that I really want to do. I want to produce albums. And that was the talk we had had. And me and Jeremy Watkins left right around the same time, but Jeremy left for another band.
Ouch.
He got the gig offer for Little Ricky Trevino.
What did y'all used to play at the old Copper Tank from that Texas country thing they used to do?
Briefly.
It was at Wednesdays, right?
Yeah, Wednesdays.
That's the thing that Lost Trailers was always playing. That band Pat brought in under his wing.
Yeah.
Under his umbrella, brought him into Texas. They used to get them to play. They were from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Get them to play that thing. That was a cool minute.
The Copper Tank, we had some fun times there, I remember.
If anyone knows where that is on Trinity and 6.
Didn't it burn down?
I don't know. It's something else now. It's a private party event.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I played some stuff, and where we played outside there too, they would block off the road sometimes and have some sort of mini festival with not just Texas country bands. It'd be like a couple like Corey and somebody, and then it would be a Tejano rock band, and then something else. And
I think Dub got mad at me at one of those things.
Probably.
Copper Tank things.
What'd you do?
I don't know. He had some girl that she was kind of short, petite.
And you were?
No, not at all. Never, not once.
Sure, Michael.
Nope. Dude, never, ever. Never, not once. But she would like come up to me, talk to me all the time. And I don't know. I never got her number. I don't even remember her name.
You know what? Dub's a listener, so apologize to him right now for
that I never did anything.
You never did anything.
I don't know who that was or whatever happened to any of that. But yeah, it wasn't on my radar. I just, when I brought up Copper Tank, that kind of flashed back because I was like,
back to that.
It's like, dude, she's just talking to me. I don't know what's going on.
See, Copper Tank for me always reminds me of the former Corey Morrow days. And that's what I remember of the Copper Tank.
I'm at Corey Morrow's, or what was it? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Flashback from.
Okay, so why does a band? Okay, so when you leave a band,
yes.
Where did the 2-week rule come from? Because when you're fired from a band, you're out, dude.
You're out.
It's not like, hey, you're fired, but
you're gonna.
We need you to like stick around for 2 weeks, because you won't. You'll be pissed off, and you'll either be professional and do a good job and just mosey on out, or you'll just say, screw you guys, I'm out.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that. But then why do you have to give a 2 week notice when you're leaving, when you're a musician leaving a band? What's up with that?
Well, I think it's the idea of the like it's a day job, and I'm giving my 2 weeks before I leave. One office job.
But we know how the music business is.
Well,
say a bigger band comes along, not a $25 band.
Yeah,
this is a big step. This isn't a lateral move. This is a big step. They need you now.
Yeah,
are you available now? When can you get out? What do? Do you leave that? You Shanghai the current band you're in? Hopefully they understand and can get you or a sub guy or whatever, or me.
Well, I would think that you would sit down with the band and the manager and be like, listen,
this is an opportunity for me. I can't pass this up. These things don't come by all the time.
When you're backstage of the Lucky Mule Saloon.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, they want me to play the AT&T Compact Taco Bell Center.
Yeah, the bus and trailer are coming to my storage to pick up my gear.
Yeah.
For me, out of their way. The crew guys are coming to load it up.
That's the...
Yeah, I got a plane ticket. They're flying me to Minneapolis, and then the bus is heading out, but they need to come get my gear. I'm gone.
I would think that's when they're gonna be fine. I would hope that the band would be fine and be like, dude, this is awesome. This sucks. And well, here's the deal. First thing, if that happens... You know what the first thing I would do? I get this gig, before I even talk to my band, I would have 3 to 5 dudes, phone numbers, and be like, listen, I just got this opportunity. I'm about to go on the road with this. Here's guys that I recommend.
Yeah, you give them names.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I think you should always do. If you're going to leave a band for another band or do something else, always have some sort of backup.
Be calling some other guys. Hey, dude.
I'm going to have to take this other gig. I don't want to leave these guys in a pinch. Can you come in and do this? At least, a fill-in guy.
Yeah.
While they try to find somebody else. That's the biggest thing about leaving a band, I think. So
that's the exception to the 2 week thing.
Is always have, yes. And there have been times when I've had to, even on a fill-in date, like I get a call about something or, a family member passed or something and be like, listen, I can't come play this one-off on Saturday. But here's phone numbers to some guys.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do.
I think that's the first thing that you should always do. Now,
how long is that 2 weeks when you're still playing with that band? Like the other band, hey, dude, yeah, we'll give this guy some time, and then you can start on this day. Can you start on this day? Yeah, and so you need to put your 2 week notice in for your band. It could be a 4 week notice or a 1 week notice, whatever the notice is. How long is that when you have to go back out there and still play? And you're looking at everyone else in the band going like...
And they all know you're leaving.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm out. And I'm just leaving you guys behind. I'm probably going to text you guys a little bit, but they're eventually going to taper off to where I don't even notice you at venues.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'll probably, you can see my backstage catering on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm the first. You're the first dude to start posting some football stadium that you're playing at.
Yeah,
love these guys. This band is great. You're that text. Yeah. You're doing that on social media.
You're that dude all of a sudden.
Yeah, like your last text to some of your band guys. You might. It's a text, and then it's just a thumbs up, and then maybe it's like a meme, and then you just delete their info off your phone.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, they're asking if they can come into your show, and you're like, who does?
You're the Jeffersons. You moving on up.
Moving on up.
I'm not going back to where I was.
So, now how many times have you been in bands where a band member was last chord played, you heard a fuck you, and that guy was no longer in the band?
Oh, dude, I heard that all the time. You want to hear these stories?
Yeah.
Some of the best stories were from Chris Cagle time.
Oh, dude. Right. Bring them out.
So I don't even know where to begin. So after the first year with Cagle, me, the keyboard player, and the guitar player were called into the manager's office, one by one, separately, and we're told that, at the end of the year, that, we weren't needed anymore. Thank you for all you've done. We'll put any recommendations. You guys have been great, but we're going in a different direction, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this was like August, telling us like early, dude. But, hey, you can play. He's generous. And, we got some gigs end of the year. So because they know they're not, it's hard to get people during that time anyway.
Yeah.
You're not going to get people until like February, March.
Yep.
Right. So, but I don't know why they would even say that, but they were just giving us a heads up. Because obviously the manager wasn't happy about the artist freaking out and wanting to get rid of people.
Yeah.
And so the manager's kind of like, hey, I'm giving you guys time during this window. It's the transfer window. It's like in It's like in world football. It's the transfer window right now where players go to other teams and stuff like that. So he was letting us know to start working the phones.
Yeah.
As winter starts coming, start putting the word out instead of leaving us high and dry at the end of the transfer season. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, and then you can't do anything about it because it's Christmas. So you got to wait like a month or two. All right. And so I talked to the guitar player and the keyboard player, and I was like, all right, guys, there's two ways we can go about this. We can just be totally professional and like play our asses off and just be, super badass to where he rethinks this. We may have time to change his mind.
Yeah.
And the guitar player was like, nope, I'm out. I don't have anything to do with it. But me and the keyboard player said, all right, we're just going to be professional and keep going, whatever. And this funny story happened. PG came through town, through Nashville. And, the reason why I think that he got upset and fired me is because I was wearing like Pat Green shirts on the bus. And then when they went on the Letterman show, we were watching it on the bus with John Carroll and everyone else, and I was talking. And then the record, I think it was 3 days. No, Carry On maybe. Carry On in 3 days came out, and it did really well on the chart. Debuted pretty high, and I was just excited for the guys' family.
Yeah, of
so
course.
I was excited about that. I wore my shirt on stage, and repping the dudes, and like, this is awesome, dude. We're on Saturday Night Live.
Letterman.
Letterman. They're on Letterman.
Yeah.
This is great. This is awesome. And Chris didn't like that. He got jealous.
Uh-huh.
He didn't want me talking about. I found out later. He didn't want me talking about Pat Green. He didn't like that how the record debuted pretty high. He didn't like how they were on a big thing, whatever. So he didn't like that at all. So I don't know. That's what I heard.
So
but
just
anyway,
because you were friends with your ex-girlfriend, the current girlfriend was pretty upset that you were happy for her.
Yeah, and they were doing better. At that time, at that split second, they were doing better. I mean, this dude had like 3 gold records in a row.
I was going to say.
He had multiple hits and #1 song. Yeah, it's like it's crazy. His career started off pretty big. He just decided he ruined it himself. I don't know.
As it happens.
Anyway, so we decided to do that. And then now, fast forward, PG comes to town. I'm talking to them. I'm talking to Pat, and some of the guys said, yeah, dude, they said they're going to let me and this other guy go and this and that and whatever. And, screw it. I may just come back to Texas or whatever. And so they see each other at this I think it's is it the Longhorn restaurant? One of those restaurants where the peanuts are all over the floor.
Yeah. One of those.
It was in Nashville.
Steakhouse.
So they're like talking to each other at the bar. And I'm hanging out with the PG guys, and some of the Kegel guys are all just hanging out. And he comes up to me later. And Chris is like, hey, dude, I want you to stay. And I was like, are you sure you want me to stay? And it's like, I thought, I didn't even know what I did wrong. He goes, hey, man, I just want you to stay. I just want you to, I want you to play better and, this and that. He's just saying all this stuff. And then I come to find out, PG was, he told PG that he was getting rid of me and stuff like that. And Pat was like, that's the best bass player that I know. He's great. I love him, blah, 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 blah. He was like talking me it's one of those things. It's like it's psychology 101. He talked me up, and Chris rethought, was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. And then that's why my gig got saved. Fast forward to the keyboard player. He tried to audition for Ricochet.
Ah, yeah.
Another South Plains College graduate. Heath Wright did all those videos, instructional guitar videos for that company.
Yeah.
For that company that was out of South Plains College. And he calls up Chris. Hey, this guy auditioned. He was great. He sang great. He was a good guy. I'm just calling you out of professional courtesy. What was the deal? Like, what was wrong? Is there something that we're not seeing? Why did you let him go? What was the deal? And he goes, no. I didn't let him go. Who said he let him go? No, he's in my band. No, that's not true.
Shit.
So he stayed.
Dude.
Are these great? I'm probably getting in trouble for saying all this stuff, but whatever. It's bad truth, dude.
It's bad truth.
Yeah, deny that it happened.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All right. The guitar player,
Yeah.
I can only say so many details about this. Guitar player, okay. So we were all technically fired at this time. We're playing somewhere in Atlanta or somewhere outside of Atlanta. One of these country double douche places.
Yeah.
And the drummer had a drum shield. This is so good story. Everyone, listen, this is funny. So it had the drum shield, and he's introducing the band. This is the best band. These guys are so great. I'm so lucky to have such a great band. And he's going through introducing all of us in the band, and he gets to the other dude. And while he's saying all that stuff, he was like, he had it, right? He was like done with this guy. So while he's introducing his name, he's behind it. He's flipping him off behind his back. So he's holding the guitar neck, and behind his back, he's kind of like flipping him off
Oh, shit.
behind the back. But as he turns around from the front of the stage to look back at the dude flipping him off, he sees the reflection of the middle finger in the drum through the drum shield.
Dude.
Yeah, and then all like the label people and radio people were like, it's one of those fake double douche country bars where
Yes.
people are on the side, like the VIP on the like it's the
Yeah.
wooden fence thing. So they saw all that too. This guy with his middle finger behind his back as he's introducing his name, saying how we're the best band ever and all that stuff. So that happened. So he was immediately road manager saw it. Everything. He was like, dude, not only are you not getting through December, you're not even getting through this run.
Yeah.
Like you're out.
You're done.
Yeah. So he got totally fired from that one, and that's not, dude, that's only half of the legend.
Oh, dude.
So he joins his other band
Yeah.
and they have a female in the band. Yeah. So by the age of 21, he was fired for telling the artist to fuck off, and then also fired for fucking the artist by age 20. Legend.
That's a legend.
This he's a hero of mine. If he ever hears this or anyone knows who this is, they'll be upset that I threw this out there, and people will be like, what the fuck, dude? But dude, legend, fucking legend, that guy.
Yeah.
My hero.
Shit, yeah.
Single tear right now.
Dude, right now.
So that's how you don't leave a band.
I was in a band with somebody that was getting frustrated with one of the horn players in the band. And granted, as the other half of the rhythm section, you know, me and that drummer were tight. I mean, we were laying it down, and we always knew. And I'd look over, and I always ignored this guy. But the sax player would always turn around. So some nights, not always, but turn around and start telling the drummer to either speed up or slow down. And I look, and I'm like, no, we've got this groove. We've played this song a million times. We've got this groove. We know the tempo.
It's not like the Chicks audition.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, we were playing in a 1-to-1 in Austin, in fact. And we literally get done. And I think the drummer just hollers, fuck you. And then just packs his stuff up and leaves and doesn't put it in the band trailer and stuff. And he's gone. And he calls up the next day and he was like, I'm out. And he told the singer. And the singer was begging him to come back. And he's like, no, dude, I've had it. I told you. And he had told the singer, the leader of the band, like, you got to get this horn player under control, because if he keeps telling me, I'm going to throw a stick at him.
Yeah, that drummer's like,
And
I'm Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I'm out of here, Hernandez.
I'm out of here. And he left. That was a fun night. He and I still laugh about that.
Don't tell the boss that you're quitting 3 hours before a gig you're about to play.
Oh, no.
Don't put in your 2-week notice, or don't put your notice in right before a gig.
Yeah.
When should you do it? Monday?
Yeah. I mean, at least
or how about when you get
run.
back? When you get back from the run, everyone's getting their shit out.
Yeah. Well, when you get back, honestly, I would do it. Well, it depends too. If is all your gear in a trailer in somewhere in another town? Because then I would probably, hey, I'm going to take my gear.
No, I think Yeah, or you're coming home or the last gig or something. Yeah.
Oh, and I wouldn't start a run by saying, hey,
No.
I'm giving them 2 weeks.
But not 3 hours before a show.
It's already going to be an awkward situation. No matter what, when you're leaving, it's going to be an awkward situation.
I think that's what Mondays are for.
Yeah.
That's why I never answer the phone on Monday.
Because you don't want to get fired?
You don't want to get fired. Never, if you don't answer the phone, you can't get fired, right?
Get fired.
Yeah,
that is a George Costanza move right
there.
You
don't answer the phone on Monday, and you don't answer the phone on Father's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, link in bio. All right.
But, yeah, definitely not when you're about to go to work especially if you're on a long run. Hey, just letting you know I'm quitting. But then again, if you know you're going to quit, don't hold it in either for months.
Oh, yeah.
Because
the passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Everything sucks. I hate this thing. Sometimes, because you don't want to take that home with you. But then again, it's like when you're out there, you're miserable. You're miserable because you're there, and also you're miserable because there's nothing else.
Yeah.
So you're in that, I don't know, that Twilight Zone area. You don't, like, there's nothing else out there. You don't know what you're going to do to survive, but you don't want to be in the thing that you're in. And so every time you go out there, you're just miserable. And you can't help but it's hard to hide that. It's hard to keep that in. It's hard to find stuff to be happy about.
Yeah, when you just want to leave the band you're in.
Yeah, you just want out, but there's nowhere to go.
Yep.
So you stay. It's like a house on fire. This is the only house I have to live in, but it's on fire right now. But if I go outside, I got nothing. But if I keep staying here, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Sigh.
I don't need your sigh.
Man.
How many artists do you think could actually join a band?
Ooh.
How many singer-songwriters in this industry that you termed you think could actually be the rhythm guy or the lead guy or the backup singer or the bass player or whatever in another band? Like, if their band's over, they're done, right?
Yeah.
Like, their name's on the thing, on the marquee, it's over for them, right? They're not going to be like, yeah, I used to front a band, but now I'm like the rhythm backup singer in this other band.
Now I'm playing with yeah.
That doesn't happen, does it?
I'm all going through like my history of stuff, and I'm trying to think of who I've maybe seen, and I don't know. Like, I've watched.
Unless you're in that band, the Damn Yankees. Remember them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you take me high enough?
No.
I do know a guy that was a singer-songwriter that turned around and got tossed on with an LA act. So to play rhythm, but to get industry people in, it was somebody that was signed, and his buddy was signed. And so they were like, hey, why don't you go out on tour, on this big tour, stadium tour, play rhythm guitar, sing harmony, and we'll help you. You can co-write some songs and da-da-da, and then we'll put you out on your own tour.
Maybe.
And that's what ended up happening, was that big maybe. He did some cool stuff and got paid well, but then they never really pushed him.
I've seen the opposite happen.
Where they...
You're like the keyboard player or the bass player in a band, in an existing band. Then you break off and do your own thing and become an artist. Yeah. So I've seen the reverse of that, but I haven't seen it from the other way.
Yeah, where you're put
It's rare. Like, I don't know how many would actually get into another band.
I don't think a lot would. That's for sure.
Well, man. Yeah. It's sad, no? Because we complain like, this band sucks, this band's great, I can always go to another band. What's the singer going to do?
Yeah.
He can't, going to change his name?
Yeah. Well, like, I mean...
I've seen him change genres before.
Well...
I've seen the rock dude become the country guy. That happens all. That's almost like.
You mean Hootie?
Dude, there are people in the scene that's done this. I've seen guys that were in the. I feel like country is like the safe zone. You know what?
Yeah.
It's something. It's like your bed. Something to fall back on. Sorry, that's my grandmother used to say. You need to. This music's not for you. You should do something else. You need to have something else to fall back on. I told her I'll fall back on my bed. So yeah. So I feel like country is like the safety net for all these rock guys Like, I'll do the rock thing because that stuff's way harder. And then if that doesn't work out, I always got country, man.
Well, it's the painter that, has done a bunch of abstract stuff, and then he realizes, wait a minute, if I just paint people, I'm gonna make some money. So that's kind of what it is. I tried the rock thing for a while. Now I know country. I know I can pander, and then get in that. There's a lot of them that are that.
It seems a lot of stress and relief is off your shoulders when you go, you know what? I'm just going to do country.
Yeah.
This has nothing
it's
to
the
do
fallback.
with... It's the fallback. It is. This has nothing to do with leaving and joining a band. It's just a thought right now.
Yeah. No, and it's true, too. It's the fallback. It's like, man, well, I tried. Guess I'll just play country. Guess I'll just write country. There's a lot of it.
Should we just morph into this now?
I don't know.
A schizophrenic podcast?
This can be very schizophrenic.
I could think of like 3 people right now in this Texas scene.
Yeah.
That were in the rock thing that went to country alone. 2 in Nashville I can think of right now.
Yeah. We're looking at each other through the glass.
Yeah, because you put me in here.
Well, I know.
I'm in this tracking room with nothing in here.
Look at that. You got
I feel like I'm getting interrogated right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. At least I don't have a light above your head and you're sweating. Well, the one thing I did want to talk about amongst the job thing was firing. And the whole of having to be the artist, firing. Well, I'm just going to put it out there. Having been a part of many bands, even just filling in, not many bands fire very well.
They're just kids. They don't really know what they're doing. The management is like their friends that became managers. Like, yeah, dude, you know what the scene is about. Come on.
But I talk about, I told you the story earlier. It was like Billy Joel's drummer for 30 years who played on every fucking hit of Billy Joel's found out he got fired when he wasn't invited to Billy Joel's most current wedding. And it was like...
I don't think I would have been upset about missing the wedding.
Well...
I got to go to a wedding this Saturday.
Oh, dude. Dude.
I know this is tangent, but dude. A wedding?
Are you getting all dressed up? What type of wedding? Is it outdoor, indoor?
No clue.
Is it a suit? Is it a slacks and shirt? You got to find that shit out.
Do you have to coordinate?
Do you have a date?
It's not like a date. It's just you're just going.
Okay, if you're just showing up, I mean, you gotta look presentable. Find out from other friends.
You have to find out what the colors are of this wedding.
No, you don't have to go that far. Just make sure your tie is a good neutral color.
Who gets married in the summer?
Yeah, well, that's just, stupid.
Hold on. Who gets married?
Well, first off, let's go with, obviously this person isn't a musician because you're going to a wedding on a Saturday.
Or a very selfish one.
Ooh, yeah.
This podcast is off the rails all of a sudden.
Dude, we just went from firing band members to a wedding.
We fired ourselves from this podcast.
Yeah.
Not the podcast, the one current episode.
The episode where...
This is episode 5, season 2.
Holy shit.
And I'm talking about how to get out of a wedding.
How to get out of a wedding. It's just like getting out of
fired?
a band.
Can I get fired from getting out of a wedding? What are the repercussions?
You can get fired from that, well...
Has anyone been fired? Okay. Has anyone quit? Like, screw you, I'm out, fuck off. And you just leave and leave them high and dry? Does that ruin their career in this scene?
No.
No, it doesn't.
It does not.
How about the other way around? If you fire some dude in your band, is it hard for them to get another gig?
I'd always ask questions. Like, if you know of a guitar player that just got fired all of a sudden, then all of a sudden there's that, like, oh, well, what? Wait a minute. Well, I know he's a great guitar player, but he just got fired. Not like 2 weeks notice,
He's a floor peer. He got fired for peeing on the floor.
He's a floor peer.
I don't like floor peers, dude.
Oh, dude.
How do you not know where your piss is going?
Well, that's...
Do you not see it?
It's the same thing, even just a fucking rim of the toilet peer.
Yeah. Get toilet paper and wipe it down.
Yeah. If you're splashing, be clean. or you get fired. But yes, if you get fired from a band, I definitely know that gets around, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, why did this guy get fired?
I don't know.
It's a big difference than just quitting, because people ask, oh, I wonder why he quit that band.
How do you prefer to get fired? You want like the manager, the road manager, the artist, maybe the band leader. You want everyone to be like, hey, dude.
Just tell me they think I should go into early retirement.
Do you expect them to tell you why?
No.
It's like a relationship. No one knows why.
No. I don't expect them, because I don't think, like I've never been the guy. This is my career, so I've never been the guy that got totally fucking trashed and fucked up and pissed all over the bus or did any of that stuff. So I know if I get fired, it's not for just being a douchey guy.
Did I tell you about the crew guy that got super drunk? Did I already do this on the podcast? I'm rehashing stories.
No, what's the
crew guy that thought the front of the bus where the door was the bathroom, and he just started pissing? I think I said this.
I don't remember this story.
You sure?
Tell it again.
You don't listen to what I say.
Dude, I'm just looking at the waveforms and
quit
I'm like,
mixing back there.
What? Hold on, I gotta mix hits, dude.
Yeah, he got real drunk and he just walked up to the front of the bus and just started pissing on the inside of the door, the front door, down the steps. And the bus driver going down the road, and the bus driver was freaking out.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know what happened. I just knew by the time I got up, because I sleep in, that he was just by the hotel outside, by the lot, outside there.
Yeah.
With all this stuff. I was like, what's going on? And I found out later.
Yeah.
He wasn't mad that he got fired. It was just like, I got really drunk, going through something personally at home. I happened out here, and I thought I was pissing in the bathroom, and it was the door.
And it was the front door.
Yeah, I got to go. You fire yourself at that point.
Yeah.
But you don't want do you want the phone call? Do you want to be brought? Do you want to drive somewhere to some office and sit in and I know I'm getting fired. Why are they making me come down to an office?
Yeah.
Or do you want the phone call on Monday that you don't answer? You get the message, hey, give us a call when you're available. We'd like to talk to you. And you go, oh shit.
Hey,
and so you wait till like Thursday.
Yeah.
And like head to bus call.
Hey, sorry I didn't get back with you. What's going on?
Yeah, your doppelganger. I'm just showing up the bus call. What's going on? I just got your message.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I didn't listen to messages.
Yeah, your doppelganger is there putting his shit in.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're going with 2 bases? That's cool.
That's cool. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, at some point I would think, or at least if I pissed on something like that, I'd probably at least like, hey, I got to talk to you guys. And then that way they could at least.
I think you fire yourself.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry I did this.
I'm giving you the option to forgive and fire me at the same time.
And fire me without any hard feelings.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a rough one right there.
It happens though.
But yeah, it does.
He pissed his job away.
Literally.
Okay, I was saving that.
Floor pisser.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the back lounge of the bus. That's always never go back there.
Never go back there.
Boss wants to see you in the back lounge.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, cool.
What's up, dude? You want to talk about the set list?
Don't do it.
Sorry, I got to take this phone call. I'll see you on stage.
Don't go back there. The manager shows up, and you haven't seen him at any gig ever. Yeah. And he's wearing all black.
You didn't even know what he looked like.
Yeah. He's there in the black power blazer, the black T-shirt, black jeans, black boots or whatever. And he's like, all right, someone's getting fired.
Someone's getting canned.
Ah, brutal.
I've had to be a part of firings before.
Yeah, me too.
And like where the singer, manager, band leader couldn't fire the guy. And that happened multiple times.
Yeah, the boss wusses out.
Yeah.
And makes somebody else, like he's the one that wants to fire the guy. No one else, everyone else is cool.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's what sucks too, is that you get in a situation where all of a sudden you've got to fire the guy. And it's maybe a dude that you brought into the band and have been friends with for 5 or 6 years. You still don't know why he's getting fired. Or you understand why he's getting fired, but instead of it, now it hinders your relationship. Now it's on your relationship with this whatever, drummer, singer, whatever. I say drummer because Kind of always happens to drummers.
Drummers getting fired?
Drummers getting fired.
Yeah, I don't know. Drummers kind of fire themselves, I think.
Yeah. That has a tendency to happen.
All right. Are we good?
Where are we at here? Yeah, I think like, holy shit. We went over an hour.
Just us with no
Just
guests?
with no guests, dude. And we didn't even talk any movies.
It was my stupid stories about people getting fired in Nashville.
That's classic. You know?
Oh, let me put a bow tie on that story, Nashville thing. When the business manager gets involved,
Yeah.
I may have repeat. If I repeat stuff, whatever. They don't want to hire. They want to get rid of the existing band because they have to give them a raise. So they don't want to give them a raise. So they just want to get new guys.
New guys. Yeah.
Yeah. How you like them apples?
Yeah.
Hey, dude, we got more reviews.
Oh, wait, hold on. I was going to say, the Nashville guy with the guitar riffs that was coming into Texas that I played with for a while, he, after I learned his riffs and stuff like that, I watched him slowly hire band members of my old bands and get rid of his players. And he did the classic, like, just didn't call his guitar player to tell him that there was a gig. And the guitar player, I think, had texted me and was just like, dude, you're playing a gig right now? Like, I had no idea about it. And it was like, yeah, sorry. I didn't know that you weren't playing the gig either. Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Embarrassing.
Gotta love those guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was going to say, we got some more iTunes reviews. We got 3 good ones now.
Hell yeah. What are they?
Three good ones. I don't want to read them, do I? I'll read this one.
Read one.
I'll read one because this is a good one. This guy should be writing for us, like material, because this today was just no.
Dude,
today wasn't really there, was it?
It's just one of those that it's kind of one of those sighs. Like
sometimes you don't get a hit, you just walk. You just get 4 balls and you're on first.
What sometimes the song is more. It's not a hit song. It's just one of those songs that makes you think, and you're like, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah,
fuck.
Like your publisher's like, hey, dude, if you're not gonna get all this money if you don't have enough songs.
Yeah. So here's one of those tunes that just like.
You're trying to get the rest of your publishing money.
Yeah. You want to get paid and you want to write maybe a thinker. No real chorus.
All right, I'll read this. Should we do the name or just the review? Just read the review.
Yeah, just read the review.
Okay. If you ever wondered what it would be like to be stuck in a band van with 2 bass players, this is the podcast for you. I don't know about that.
Well.
All right. This podcast is also prescribed for all mental patients with acute Texas singer-songwriter disease. Before making another withdrawal from the Family Trust Fund, you must listen to this podcast. Also, please put down your 6-string tambourine before the drummer throws another tempo tantrum. The truth hurts, but sucking hurts worse. BadTruth is a masterclass in being a road warrior with rare professional courtesy.
That is fucking awesome.
That's like way better than our podcast.
Dude, that's way, way better than anything we've ever said on this podcast.
That was for us.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, this dude here, thank you.
I don't know. Now I feel like we should say his name.
I just got out of the stupid app.
You just got out of the app?
It was Rudy. His name was Rudy.
Sweet.
I don't remember the last name.
Thanks, Rudy.
Yeah.
He's going to be like fucking rude, all right. You know what? Let me put it as 0 star.
All right, well, we got a email.
Ooh.
Dude, we're like getting like reviews and emails now.
We got reviews and emails. Holy
a dude
crap.
took the time to email us.
Dude.
BadTruthPodcast@gmail.com.
At Gmail. Hey, you know what? Hey, real quick. Google has announced they will no longer read your emails.
What? They were reading our emails?
Oh, yeah, they were definitely reading our emails.
For what?
So like, hey, you got a date in your email? They'll put it on the Google Calendar for you. Oh, you've got an address in your email? Oh, we'll map it out for you.
Well, a bot was reading it, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't think it was some old man, but maybe it was.
All right. This email was from a dude in a band.
Interesting.
Shocking, right?
Yeah.
And he says, I'm not going to say his name or the band because I don't think he meant for it to be out, but I'll just read here. I'm just now getting to catch up on y'all's podcast. Holy shit, I love what y'all are doing. I have been calling out all the stupid shit for years, but due to the lower area of the food chain I operate in versus my demeanor, my observations tend to get dismissed as more get off my lawn shit from mean old man. I love the fact that folks who are up the food chain are telling it like it is. Keep up the great work. Are we up the food chain?
Dude, I'm on a food chain.
That's a great email.
That's a fantastic email. Thank you. You know who you are.
Yeah, I need to stretch out my headphones for that after reading that one.
Holy crap. Do they have...
a little tight on me.
Do they have Bad Truth hats that get that big?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, interesting.
We're almost sold out of the second order, dude. I think we have 10 left.
Yes.
Bad Truth pod. Seriously, if anyone wants one, just direct message us on our Instagram or Twitter.
So
Bad Truth Podcast.
My next question is can we get like a giant patch that can go on the back of a denim jacket?
You want a giant patch?
I want a big patch that goes on the back of a denim jacket that has my name in that we embroider on the front. I'm thinking denim jackets, dude.
You want to put a bird on it too?
Or leather? No, maybe a leather jacket. Are we leather jacket? Are we leather jacket cool?
Dude, how are you going to get a huge patch? That's insane.
Oh no, well, if fucking Iron Maiden can have huge patches, Bad Truth can.
How about we make like a t-shirt and you cut the t-shirt out and sew the shirt onto the jacket?
Okay, I'm down. DIY. I like this. Okay.
Yeah, you can use like pins and stuff.
Yeah.
Get your hair all stuck in the
pins. We need Bad Truth pins.
Oh, you mean like punk rock little pins on lapels and stuff on your backpack or whatever?
Hell yeah. I've been collecting a lot of pins lately. I'm in.
What other news do we have?
I think that is it for now. We got a good idea to possibly, if we can find it, watch and maybe talk about that Hired Guns movie. Maybe we should, when we need a thing, maybe we should talk about stuff like Standing in the Shadows of Motown.
We do a follow. We can watch that movie and then, you know what? They're doing the one-time national airing of this movie today.
That's
what I came here instead.
Well, and I hate when stuff like that, because they did that with the Wrecking Crew, and they did it, I think, on a Friday, and I'm like, well, everybody that wants to see the Wrecking Crew movie is on fucking tour.
I have to wait for Netflix for this one.
And I had to wait for Netflix for the Wrecking Crew movie, because I was just like, God damn it. Like, guess what? I pay attention to this shit. I like those records. That Carol Kay, she can play a bass.
Yes. Who wants to be on this podcast?
I know.
Like, we don't have to have like a very special guest. We can just have a guest where you just come hang out and just, talk with us. Just hang out. Like, we're not talking about you. You're just another person in here.
Here's the deal. I've had multiple people come up, as probably you have, that said, I would love to be on your podcast if you could change my voice.
Oh, really? The voice changing thing?
Like people want to talk, but they don't want to say who they are, but they want to blurt out their bad truths being on the road, which...
You tried that voice mod with me, but I don't think it fooled anyone.
No, we all knew it was you. So, I don't know. I know we've got some people that want to come on it, and I believe we will get them on soon.
I get people that say they want to be on it, but then when you ask them, they're like, yeah, they're busy.
They're like, I heard...
well, quit texting me that you want to be on it then.
Yeah.
We should do a podcast of all the people that said they wanted to be on here
be
and
on
keep
the Bad
texting.
Truth.
And then when you ask them, hey, dude, how about this week? How about next week? What's your schedule like? We're open.
Yeah. Well, I'm playing golf.
I like to do a whole podcast on why I hate golf.
That'd be interesting. What's your sport of choice? I know it.
Well, I like watching a sport.
Yeah. Which one's that?
Football. World football, dude.
I know.
Confederations Cup. By the time this is out, Germany or Chile will be the, Confederation Cup winners. No one knows what that means.
They're like, there's a 1%.
Yeah, Germany's playing their kids. They didn't even bring a full strength national team. They brought their kids, and they're in the final. That's Germany right there.
Man. Yeah. Hey, bread strong.
All right,
we're out of here. Jesus, dude. Hey,
Can we just edit out the last 10 minutes?
probably we'll throw this in. Hey, so follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Bad Truth Podcast. Facebook.
I'm bleeping out every time I said that one artist's name.
Yeah. Bleep. God, there's a lot of bleeps.
Do you have a bleep? Do we have a bleep?
We don't have a bleep yet. Maybe we should find a bleep.
New sound for this one, guys. Yeah. Okay.
Follow us, email us, badtruthpodcast@gmail.com. You can find our personal shit if you want to, and if not, probably better off. We're out, dude.
I've already left.
I know. Later.
La Bamba.